What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to yet again another Getting to Know the Artist. I'm Wiggles, and we have NGS next to us, wrong way, over here, and we're gonna get to know this dude. How about it? Let's see who's all up in the chat. We got Relic, whoop whoop, what up, homie? Underground Pulse Podcast. Me and him got a chuckle at that in the backstage. My old lady showing some support. I appreciate you. And somebody else just came in. Cody Carnage, whoop. What's going on, y'all? We are gonna get ready and jump right into this interview. I'm excited that this man took time out of his day to come slum it with little o me. And I hope you guys enjoy this interview. I hope you guys have some questions ready and stuff like that. But without I hear NGS paints up for every stream you do. What?
Nice. Nice. That's funny. Whoop whoop, everybody in the chat. I want to say that. Thanks for having me on here. I am a little underdressed, as it were. I'm not painted up. My hair has been not cooperating with me at all, so I want to have some of the red. But my shit is, I just took a shower and it's fucking irritating me.
Yeah, I tried wearing this whoop whoop hat, but it's about to die on me here. I just seen it show the battery bar.
I gotta say, I love that fucking hat.
I got it on TikTok, man. I be wearing it to my concerts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's the perfect outgoing hat or whatever. It literally just acted like it was gonna die. That's why I started to take it off. Whatever. All right, yeah. So without further ado, we're gonna just jump into some questions and get this thing on the road. So, question number one is, what's your name? Where was you born and raised? And where do you currently live now?
Got you. My name is N.G.S, but I am better known to people as Natawis Gage Schultz. That's my name. I was born in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, but I grew up in Madison, Wisconsin. My mom pretty much moved there like when I was born, maybe within like a year or so of me being a baby. So I grew up in Madison. That's my hometown, and that's where I'm at. That's where I come from, Madtown, fucking out in Wicked Wisco and shit. So yeah.
Okay, so then you just kind of stayed in the area as you grew up?
Yeah, I've bounced around a lot in Madison, but I haven't like lived in another state or anything like that. And like, I don't know, I know a lot of people here and it's my town and shit. I'm comfortable with it. I would definitely maybe like to, I certainly want to visit other parts of the country more that I haven't seen, but once I do that, maybe I'll see if someplace just catches my eye and I'm like, holy fuck,
right.
I live here, man.
This is home.
Doing like 31 years a winter. Fuck that, dude. I hate Wisconsin winters with a passion, and it's coming up, and I'm hoping it stays away for a little bit because I do not like the snow. And yeah, so we'll see.
Okay, I feel it. I can't do the cold. I got a cousin that lives in Minnesota, and fuck that. All right. Question number two. Are you a juggalo? How long have you been down? And do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper? Because some people don't like being put in a box. Some people say there's not a box to be had. I'm a juggalo when I rap. I'm a juggalo rapper. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that last one's tricky. The first one's I can definitely answer easily. I am certainly a juggalo. I've been juggalo since I was 11. So for 20 years I've been doing it. I got a Hatchet Man chain I've had since my first gathering in 08. I've been to 8 of them. I played the gathering. I got my Hatchet Man tattoo finally. I'm just a bitch with tattoos. I didn't start really getting a bunch of them until this year, so I finally got mine.
Nah, bro, I feel
you. And then shit, you asked if I was juggalo, how long I've been juggalo. It was that one. See,
yeah.
The juggalo rapper is such an interesting conversation. I still don't know how to wrap my head around all of it because it's like I'm an MC is how I want to say it. Like I fuck with hip hop so much and I love the art form of rap and hip hop and everything in that world. So that kind of the music lover in me, it speaks to me more than just like I'm a juggalo and now I want to rap. I mean, like, I will be 100% like ICP and all the shit I was listening to from the juggalo world when I was around that age were huge inspirations for me to be an MC. But I don't know, like, because I don't like to just label myself a juggalo rapper. I wear face paint,
Well, how about this? I mean,
murder and shit like that. But you never hear me just like talking about Fago or throwing random whoop whoops and stuff. Just to say it. Like, I've done juggalo tracks with people, but like I don't ever I don't just like toss it in my shit for no reason, you know. Like,
right.
Gunner B got a track called In the Dirt, though. It's probably one of my more juggalo heavy songs I put out there. Like, we talk about being juggalos throughout the whole damn thing, but it's not something you hear me toss in all my solo stuff. And I don't know why, but it's not really what I want to rap about. Like, I am a juggalo, but it's not what I want to rap about being all the time.
Right.
Like, I'll definitely rap about it because I'm a fucking juggalo, but
it ain't got to be your main content, or
no. And it's like, if you want to stick me in the horrorcore box, I guess you can do that. I want to try to do more than just murder, kill stuff, because I just love music. But I'm definitely a fucking juggalo. Anybody can pull my card. You can ask me about the Joker's cards.
right.
I love joking about that shit too, because it's so, the clout in our community is so funny. That's why I like
is unreal.
It's so funny. Everybody proving themselves. It's like, well, I'll just put it as simple as possible. I've been listening to this shit since I was 11, and I can't. Nobody else can tell me what it means to me or how long I've been listening to it, and I still love the shit. You know, like, I've got mad love for all the stuff going on in the underground, whether it's ICP or everybody that's come since ICP. Like, you know, if I like it, I like it, and that's just what it is. You know.
Okay, you definitely answered that to the fullest, because that's what I was gonna say. Mainly, do you think your genre then is horrorcore? And you said kind of, but you also do some stuff outside of that, or would like to do more stuff even outside of horrorcore. So
yeah, you know,
that's it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a music fan, and like, there's all sorts of, like, if you look at my on repeat playlist right now, it's not a ton of juggalo stuff at the moment. It's all sorts of like old shit, like Gordon Lightfoot or fucking Outcast, and new shit like The Neighborhood, or it's all over the place. It's like,
no, that's
music, there's underground shit. I just like music, you know. I'm an MC.
That's beautiful, and you've like answered some of my questions later, but we might retouch on that subject just by those answers. Like, you're giving me the fullest answers ever, and I fucking love it. So thank you. Absolutely, I agree. Like, who's to say I'm not a juggalo? Like, now I get where some of the gatekeeping and stuff happens, because you have culture vultures, people trying to like get into our lane, and but again, like, ultimately, if you're not paying, like, giving them money individually, are they really taken from you? Sure, they come into the scene and claim, "Oh, I'm gonna say a name, and I don't have an opinion really one way or another, so please don't take me wrong." But Midnight Yami, I'm sure you may know of him, maybe not.
Sure. Yeah, we had him on the Underground Pulse for the roast / trial of Midnight and Yami. I've went back and forth on how I feel about that guy. I fuck with him a bit. I fucks with him. Maybe his music I don't listen to, because it's not necessarily my sound as stuff that I like to hear. But I do think the whole thing about culture vultures in the juggalo community, or trying to gain clout off of claiming a juggalo, it's a very interesting thing, because juggalos, I feel like they want authenticity first and foremost when it comes to that. If somebody, and I feel like, because juggalo fans, if you got a fan that's a juggalo, they're your fucking fan. They'll get your shit. They'll
hard
with you, yeah, forever. Like, there's a chance that you will have a fan for fucking life, and I love that about juggalos. But the sad thing is, people will try to take advantage of that, because they know it's like, I don't want to say an easy fan base, but it's a dedicated one. And when people get that love, they think it's as easy as, yeah, like I said, that's why I kind of have issues with juggalo rapper as a as a genre of music.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can just say Fago and whoop whoop and family, and it's like, I'll put it like, if you're performing and you're the one leading that chant, asking for it, but if other people start doing it,
Right. We the Juggalos start the chant, then that's different.
How many acts have you seen that, like, either at the Gathering or an opener or somebody at a show, at a Juggalo show, who just kicks ass and they fit the vibe, they they make it through shit getting tossed around and thrown and stuff like
Right.
that, and they earn the respect. What happens?
Yeah.
You get the family chant.
Yeah, at the end of it, I seen Bleed the Wicked Menace got that this year. That was his first time performing on stage. That was pretty dope. And he was like the one artist that didn't get a whole lot thrown at him. Like people were just watching.
Yeah,
like, that was dope.
Yeah, man. And
artists before him and after got shit thrown on stage.
Yeah,
like,
and you can't tell sometimes. It's like yeah, like I had never heard of that cat beforehand, and like I listened to a song or two, like the music video they post, and I'm like, okay, I see, like, musically he definitely fits in. He maybe has a look that looks a little like new age-ish. I don't know if some juggalos get scared of that shit. It does fit into like kind of Ouija Mac sold
yeah.
kind of look. But it's like, if he puts on a good show and like comes with respect and authenticity and an interesting premise or wordplay or attitude,
Right.
like Lardy B, Juggalos love Lardy B, and she popped off rather quickly because she fucks with us and makes good shit, and
she has good stage presentation too.
Yeah.
Like she's out there.
That all
Yeah.
matters, man, and the real ones fuck with it. And I can't even remember what the original question was. I'm sorry, I went all over the place. But like,
no, I just randomly went off too. Really, I don't even know what.
Talking about Culture Vulture Juggalo.
Oh yeah. Right.
I think it's real love from the Juggalos is well earned by your authenticity and uniqueness and just creativity and all that shit. The cats that are doing it to try to gain clout in our community, which is always funny to me because we're scrubs, and it's like, well, where are you gonna go?
Right.
You can't go. There's a distance with this that you can certainly go, but it's like they're gonna get found out. The people that are faking the funk, they're perpetrating, they're gonna get found out. Whoop whoop, Cash, what up?
About 17 inches. That's a new one. Whoop whoop. Thanks for stopping in. I don't think I've seen your name in my channel before. Okay, yeah. Next question. What inspired you to start making music?
ICP. I music was always played around my house when I was a kid. My mom let me hear a bunch of good shit. Beastie Boys was probably the first like rap group that I ever heard, but I was into stuff like CKY, System of a Down, all sorts of like rock stuff, Beatles, Johnny Cash when I was younger. But then at age 11, my uncle, rest in peace, he showed me My Axe and In My Room, and this is back in like 04, and then he showed me some of the Green Book stuff too. So it's funny to me that people are listening to In My Room from TikTok, and it's like that's a whole new wave of juggalos coming in, tap tap, hearing that shit.
Yeah,
that was like the first song I ever heard by ICP, but it was back when it came out in 04, and my uncle just showed me an MP3 and then like put a bunch of stuff on my MP3 player. And it was from that on, but like the uniqueness of everything going on in ICP's music and Twisted stuff too was so different than other things I was listening to, and it was so like cartoony and dark and just out there horror stuff, and it kept my imagination, and that made me want to be like, well, I can try to rap too, and I've been rapping since way back in middle school, and I've fully fucking gotten better. If I was still, I would tell anybody this that raps, especially raps, because there's a low barrier for entry with this. All you got to do is steal a fucking beat off YouTube and rap over it. If you have been doing this for years, I'm talking, and you still sound like you were rapping like you were in high school, and you're not a prodigy, like you didn't get better, please stop. Please stop, because there's a point where like you got to just be real and realize like I never got better, and some people don't, and they're still putting out shit. I'm sorry, that's a little tangent, but I'd like to think I got
no, that's real. That's people need to hear that. Not everybody is a fucking rapper, dude. Maybe your talent is somewhere else, and it could be better served in the Juggalo community.
Yeah. We need more artists. We need more people making music videos and stuff. We don't need more people making music that that don't
really.
like music or even like know, like I'm not saying you have to know music theory, but you have to know some music theory when it comes to making a song that sounds good. Anybody can rap
Right.
badly, but I don't know.
Not everybody is good. Anybody can put some words together and they might kind of rhyme, but that don't mean it's going to come out and
yeah.
sound,
And I'm not
good.
saying I'm God's gift to hip hop or music. I challenging myself in so many ways when it comes to like I want to do this sound or I want to capture this type of vibe, and it's like I haven't done those things yet. Like I would really love to make like an industrial sounding kind of album with sounds like some 9 Inch Nails shit. Like that would be so
Yeah.
cool off. Yeah, and when you listen to that music and you know a couple things about music theory, and like how songs are structured or what makes a song, like the rise and release of tension, like there's all these things to it that it's like you don't have to follow these rules, but they're good rules to follow to make good sounding music. And that's the point about
Right.
music, because I want to make a song that somebody puts on repeat and plays like 50 times, because I do that to songs. I
I
haven't,
do.
in my opinion, yet. Yeah, man, like who doesn't like have a song they just hump to death and fucking listen to it all the time because it means something or it hurts the right way or it makes you happy
Right.
or it gets stuck in your head. I am pursuing that. That's what I want to fucking do with my music. So short answer, I've been I was inspired by ICP.
Yeah.
To seriously
That's
to actually yeah.
so the next question kind of ties into that then, and I'm guessing ICP is part of your answer. And since you gave us such a descriptive answer to the last, you don't have to completely give us everything. But so then, like currently today, like in today's music, mainstream and underground, and past musicians, who did you look up to in the music industry? So ICP, obviously, but is there anybody else that you inspire from, like currently, or is it mainly still just the clowns?
There's a couple ones over the years that have definitely inspired me, especially when it comes to hip hop. Especially like Tech 9 was always a big influence. With the fast stuff and all that like early strange music shit he did with Calico was just so influential to me, especially around 09, like KOD when that came out. Wicked by Twisted. I like to say like 2009 was a great fucking year. It's kind of when I officially tell people I started like rapping and doing shit. It's when I really started recording with my friends, because KOD by Tech 9 came out, Wicked by Twisted, and Dinner in a Movie by Brother Lynch Hung. 3 albums that totally changed the game on me in terms of like writing horror stuff and the cannibal stuff from Brother Lynch, especially. Idea, rest in peace, of Idea and Abilities. He was a huge inspiration to me too. He was a prodigy. He can like freestyle and beatbox and b-boy and do everything that you could with hip-hop. He was fucking great. Cage is a huge inspiration to me too. He makes some really lyrically dark stuff. His sound has changed over the years. His recent stuff from the last like 5 years is really occult and like satanic almost, and he was just like rapping about shit I heard nobody else rapping about, and it was great. And as far as like other recent cats that I got into lately, that have inspired me a lot, Twisted Insane and Insane Poetry. I've got to kick
Yeah.
at a couple shows. He's a great motherfucker. I love talking to that guy. And he's taken a shine to my stuff, which is really cool to know that some dude who's been doing this since the fucking 90s, like when
Yeah.
golden age, I'm like, oh my god, this guy fucks with my music and he's like keep up with it. I'm like, damn, that's cool to hear. So that's literally inspiring, like on a personal level.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the cats from Long Live Evil too, because I got to work with them a little bit at a show I just did, and I fuck with a lot of the things they're doing. Like they inspire me on a like they're doing all this cool stuff with like their look and their sound and all the horror stuff that they're doing. Everybody's rocking masks and they have this allure to them that not a lot of other MCs I see do, and I really fuck with that. As somebody who likes to paint up every time I perform, I like to see a little bit of theatricality still up there. That's one of the things I like.
This is off topic, but that made me think of it as a question. Is your paint an original like design? You came up with that yourself? Do you switch it up? Is it the same every time? Or are you just throwing on what looks good at the time?
So I mean, it's as original as any kind of like post ICP Juggalo face paint can kind of be. You know, it looks rather twisted-ish if I'm being real. I usually fuck with like, I got like 3 X's on my head, like blood coming down from my eyes, kind of with black holes around them and like just black lips. I've been kind of doing these like little lightning bolt tentacle swirls of darkness coming out from my face. I do change it up here and there a little bit if I'm feeling like it. I do like to kind of think of myself more as a shapeshifter if I'm in the in the tone of what I do. I don't want to just be one thing. I want to change into many fucking things. So sometimes I do something different with the paint, maybe do a different color or just like change it up. I'm trying to kind of lock down there is like a thing I do every show kind of, and I do like the way that I look. So yes, I kind of have one, but I also like to switch it up now and then because it's fun.
Yeah, no, I fuck with your face paint. Like, I would never try to steal it. I'm trying to create my own original design, and I've done it a few times, and I even got it right here in this book. It's kind of a weird idea, but I'm not, I ain't an artist really. I do art like painting Juggalo dolls and stuff, but when I go to paint on my face, it's like I turn into a 3-year-old.
Dude, it's tough.
I don't know, but like, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I've seen that. I saw that you like walked around with your face painted up and shit.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. My town kind of hates it, but I don't care. I live in a backwards ass town, and they know that I don't care. I mean, I got a Hatchet Man flag and a LGBTQ flag hanging on a flagpole outside my house.
That's
fuck off. Yeah.
I live in a college town, so people are usually kind of like they're chill. They're pretty chill with it. Once in a while, there's somebody like I walked around with my face painted a couple times, and some people get a little
apprehensive or just weird looks. Dude, I've been flipped off, and I'm cool as long as somebody don't try coming and getting physical, because we'll just box. Like this. You can give me all the looks, you can cuss me out, call me grotesque shit, and I'll just keep walking. But if you come get physical about it, we got issues.
Oh, sure. My favorite thing about walking around painted up is going somewhere and like I like to be nice to people anyway and be like polite and shit, but like I love being polite in a business painted up. Like, oh, thank you very much. Like,
because they're not expecting it. They're like, what?
No, they're not.
You're a freak. You should be rude. No, I'm not.
Clown paint is enough, but if I'm also clown painted up and I'm covered in like ICP shit, Juggalos have a fucking preconceived, people
right.
got their prejudices for Juggalos. That's why I always like being extra nice when I'm painted up.
Right. Dude, one of my first short videos.
It was really, really sweet.
One of my first short videos when I decided to start making this channel, because I have other YouTube channels, but they're not based around being a Juggalo. They're on my hobbies, tropical fish, reptiles, stuff like that. And, but one of my first videos started for that notion. I wasn't painted up, but I was wearing all kinds of Ouija and ICP gear. And this lady, I was coming out of a speedway, and she was an old lady, had to be like 80 or something, right? And I held the door for her, and she kind of looked back at me like, wow, you just done that, And then I made a video like, we need to change this common misconception on Juggalos,
Yeah, right.
And so, yeah, that's dope.
I get into that once in a while. It's one of my rants I get on. If I keep it brief, is like I think there's a lot of great things about being a Juggalo, that it inspires you to like be an individual and not give a fuck about being judged and stuff like that. But I think that some people take advantage of that to be a piece of shit instead of like accepting like, hey, this is the card I was dealt, but I got people that won't judge me and will give me love because I got love for this. And it's like, that's great. But then there's people that are like, whoop, whoop, I'm a Juggalo. Let's just get fucked up and do dumb shit. And it's like, you're missing the point, homie. Like being a Juggalo has been positive for me. And
right.
Like, it's been helpful. And it gives me a sense of like, I don't know, feeling good about myself instead of just like, yeah, I'm a Juggalo. I'm just going to get fucked up and whatever. Because it's all love.
I think what it,
like, no, you
I
can't
think what, no, I think what it was for me is I done all that partying shit when I was a kid. As dumb as that sounds, like 13 to 16, I done every drug that I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? And at 16, my mom dipped. my father was already out of the picture, and I had no choice but to live. So all the games and shit had to stop. And then, as growing up, like I let loose a little bit at the gathering, but I was even good at the gathering this year. You know what I'm saying? It
Hell
doesn't always have to be about that.
No, yeah, yeah, and that's one thing I like to see about the shout outs to Juggalos in recovery. The people that were running like the meetings for people and had like Narcan and like condoms and
Yeah.
safe sex stuff for everybody. Like that, good for people like that. The people are like helping out the sober lows and people that want to party but still be like having a good time and shit and stick around for all this good stuff. You
On
know?
that, yeah, and on that, shout out to Woody Woo, my motherfucking homie. He has on Facebook Juggalos in recovery and stuff like that. So he's
Yeah.
part of that whole thing. At any rate, next question. Let's move on. Any current projects in the works, or what's next? Any tours? Any albums, singles? What you got going on?
Right, right. So, the project I'm currently working on is called the Fear Food EP. I made a music video for the single off of this project I'm doing. The beats were made by this cat called Free Food, who's an EDM artist I used to work with when I worked at Chiba Hut. He's out of Milwaukee these days, but he threw together a shit ton of really good sounding beats, and I wrote some cool stuff to him. I've recorded most of it. I think I got like one track left to record. I got a lot of mixing and mastering to do, but Fear Food is going to be the next little, like maybe 6-track little project, little EP coming out. I'm working on something with Gunner B. I got a couple other like single tracks here and there. I gotta work on with people. Couple people I gotta get back in touch with. I'm like, oh shit, I lost the beat, or I just haven't been writing because I've been out of it.
Right.
And then as far as like shows and stuff, the 2 confirmed shows I got coming up, I'm gonna be opening for Ouija Mac in Madison, Wisconsin on October happened, November 23rd. uh Shit, I think it's like in a week.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that next week? Oh
I,
my
I think
god. Yes,
so. I know
next
like the
weekend.
21st is in Michigan, the 20th is Indy, and that's the one I'm going to. So yeah, I think it would
Okay.
be after.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, yes. Damn, that date is creeping up on me. Get your tickets while you can. I got them. $20 advance. Ouija Mac. November 23rd, Saturday at the Annex, Madison, Wisconsin. And then
And where
if you
do
want
where do they need to hit you up on? Like Facebook
hit me up on
or
Facebook. Yeah, Instagram.
wherever you follow it?
Wherever you can type that little name right there, NGS for LIF. Wherever you can type that and send a direct message, you can get a hold of me. I can take payment through like PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. I can set the tickets aside for you to pick up at the door, and easy peasy. They're the advanced price. They're a little cheaper than the day of the show, so you know what I'm saying. Come get them if you need them. And then next weekend, following the Ouija Mac show on the 23rd, 7 days later, that makes it November 30th. I am also going to be playing at Bury the Living 19, which is an annual show they do every year in Lake Geneva. At least it's been in Lake Geneva every year. They're doing it at Foley's Bar. I don't know if the whole set list has been dropped yet. I haven't seen like the full flyer list for it, but I got advanced tickets for that too. I believe they're $15. It's going to be a good time. They always get good people out for these shows. If you're around Wisco that weekend, like if you're coming back to town for Thanksgiving and need some cool shit to do on the weekend, come out to Bury the Living 19. It's going to be a good show. Look into it. Maybe they have posted people. But I know it's going to be a good time. They usually get some good acts out there. Like last couple of years, they had like Scum out there. They had Light out there. So they get names. They get names for it. And yours truly. I've been there for the last.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's going to be a good show. Bury the Living 19. Get your Wicked Wisco shit on. And yeah, and then I may have another show in December that I'm still in talks about. That'll be a real important good show.
You loaded up, dude, doing some big things, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I like look back because I have a folder with all the flyers, so I can just go to them quickly and post them for shit. But I go back and look at them, and I'm like, fuck, I did at least a show a month, this whole year, or something like that. And shit, man, for me that's not too bad. So it's been a good couple of years for shows. I have never been on a tour yet, so I'm looking to do something like that sometime. That'd be super fun to do with some people. But you know, we're just gonna keep putting out some music and doing these shows and seeing what fucking
Yeah.
happens.
That works, man. I don't know if you're in my group on Facebook that shows for Juggalos or not, but feel free to post any flyers that you want to post whenever, and I will approve them immediately. And everybody watching, if you watch this on the replay too, and it's before that date, I'm going to get his information and put it in the description to find him on all his socials and music platforms. And if you're curious about the tickets there at the show that he's going to be at, then you'll be able to reach him that way too if you don't already somehow follow him. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of songs and everything, what would you say is your favorite song that you've made so far? Or give us a couple if that's too hard to just pick one.
Yeah, I might have to do a couple because there's a few that I really fuck with. I have to push Fear Food because it's the first music video that I did for one of my tracks. It's a very well produced song, a very well done video. I was geeked about. Fucking let me see a couple other tracks that I can't remember off the top of my head. So I had some shit from my last album, Saint Ank Street, that I really was proud of. Ocean of Wickedness I really fuck with because I like the my fucking lyrics. Sorry, it sounds so stupid. It's like I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
you're good.
But let me see. Jalo Jalo Jalo, Malevolence. Those are a couple of tracks off my new album that I'm really proud of and I really like. Old stuff that I did, like A Witch in the Woods, which is a really long storytelling song I did. Like the whole thing is a big long story. It's a little rough around the edges because I was still a little like new to stuff, but I really enjoyed it. Fucking Vandomgeist is one of my favorite ones from my album It Takes a Village to Burn a Witch. I got a lot of songs that I enjoy that I like people to check out more. Christopher Walken, that's a good one. Witchcraft is one of my favorite ones. NGS.
What would you say? So say somebody absolutely doesn't know you and you're trying to make a fan of them. What's is there a song that you would like as a first song that you think would get them hooked? Is it one of the ones you just said already, or do you think there's a better song that might really get somebody like hooked on your music?
It's hard to say. I'd probably show them Fear Food because it's my most like well put together track. It sounds like for lack of a better word, it sounds like a real track because it was very well produced. And it kind of shows you the whole package. It shows you, like what I look like, all the blood, all the
Yeah.
injury and shit like that. I'd probably send them that way.
Okay.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, check out Fear Food, everybody. It's a good fucking track.
So Not So Cash got on Facebook and asked me this or asked to ask that, and I told him to come to the stream and ask. So this is a question on the screen for you.
What
does? Yeah, go ahead.
What does N.G.S stand for in the Dabbleverse? I think I think Underground Pulse had it right. It's Mr. Never Gonna Stream. I think it would would probably be that. Yeah. It's Mr. Never Gonna Stream.
Stands for yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's not what the dude at the bottom said. Because let me tell you, I get that a lot. Because my thing for everything is NGS for LIF, NGS for life. And like I've been playing Xbox or like playing Grand Theft Auto with people, and they'll be like, they think it's N-word for life, and I'm like, no, it's not that. It's just my initials, I swear.
Hey TZ, you can tell your little friend that I won't be attending none of his streams again. I just want to put that one out there. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I want to apologize to anybody that has seen some of these comments coming up. I don't mean to click on them. I don't mean for you to see them. People like to ruin other people's days because their life is sad or something at the moment, and we're not going to tolerate that kind of stuff on my stream. I won't have it. So I don't know if anybody saw any of it, but I'm sorry if you did. And as much as they keep popping up, I'm just going to keep blocking them and banning them. So we have no room for ignorance on my stream, no room for racism, no room for bigotry, and damn sure no room for homophobia. So keep that in mind if you guys are going to be returning viewers to my stream. And I am sorry, NGS, for that, but I'm seeing shit in my, chat. And,
I know who.
Yeah.
I know what's up. Fuck that guy.
Right. Okay, let's just move on. Realistically, where do you see or want to see yourself in 5 years? Are you going to be signed to a label? Are you your own label? Are you have you done like I don't know what's your 5 year plan?
Yeah. So I mean, I think I think being maybe signed to somebody or being part of a team that can help me put together and realize the things I want to do musically would probably be the best thing for me. I've never had a ton of money to put into things. Like I put in as much as I can, and a lot of it's me doing it by myself and just like I could pay for studios or pay for like I want to make more merch, but that costs a lot of money to invest in to like have physical CDs or just more t-shirts or more designs for shit or like beanies and all this stuff that I want to get, like hats and all that. Like I need more fucking support because I'm doing it by myself mostly. And I mean, it's not like I don't have support from my friends and family and people who help me out, but like I think being part of like a directed label that's like okay like I don't know, like maybe having a manager or somebody that's like we need you to do this by this time instead of me just kind of doing it by myself like off the dome and like I don't have motivation today, well today I do, and it's like if I had somebody on my ass to be like hey you need this done,
Right,
it's oh
like
accountability and stuff, and I wouldn't want to let down like a label or anything like that.
right.
When I was younger, just like anybody that's rapping in our community, I would have loved to be signed by Psychopathic, but that seems like more of a impossibility these days because it's just ICP doing their thing.
Yeah,
Like
they ain't
they're
signing nobody. I mean, they
not
support
doing
the hell out of my dude Weegis, but
oh for
he
sure,
ain't
yeah.
even signed.
But yeah, man, yeah, and he did his own thing, and like I respect people that go out and do their own thing. I don't think I'm certainly not at that stage where I could like yeah let me run my own record label like fucking A, man. But like, you know, if I go down the list of like underground labels, I have good reasons and bad reasons to join or, you know, sign up. It's like, I don't know. You know, they always say like you shouldn't because all the like contracts and money and masters to your
Right.
music and shit. Like
It's
I
pretty
that's
much like a loan that you're always paying back.
yeah, and it's like that's the thing where I'm like, okay, well, yeah, what would I even do if I had the money to do that? Or, you know, or the people helping me out. I don't know. It seems like kind of a big undertaking that I don't know if I'm even mentally fucking ready for. But you know, like chapter 17, I don't think my style fits on that, like the Thuggalo kind
Right.
of style. And that's no hate on it. It's just not really
No,
what I
no.
do. It's not my sound or anything. I kind of see myself fitting in a bit more with like Long Live Evil or fucking LSP,
I
honestly.
was thinking that LSP
Yeah,
or somewhere like that for sure.
yeah,
You
you
got
know,
like
for
I
like
don't
where
know
I'm
how
at, that kind of seems like who would work out good with me. Like I don't see like MNE signing me. I don't see Strange Music signing me. Like I know where I'm at. Like
right.
realistically, it's like that's just not gonna happen. But like if I keep hacking away at this shit and doing better and better, and maybe have more heads turned my way because I make better music, maybe some
Yeah.
of these labels will think that too. Like, hey man, let's give this guy a shot, and that would
Hey,
be
you got to manifest that. That's one thing I
yeah,
do believe in. I'm not really religious, maybe spiritual, but I do believe in manifestation. So, you got to put that in your path, hopefully. And I say that being unemployed right now because my job sucks, but I'm still trying to stay positive and, say something's going to come of this. There's a reason, and
yeah,
that's all
man.
we can do.
It's
So,
things will work out. They have to, man. You know, they fucking have.
right. Okay, but if not music, then what? What would you be doing? Would you just be working a 9 to 5? Do you have another talent that we don't know about, or a hobby
So
that you would have pursued?
yeah, so I mean, I definitely I'm definitely working a 9 to 5 already. So like I'm definitely making my money that way. Music don't make me too much money. And like that's just how it is. Music doesn't seem like it makes anybody that much money these days. Um,
Right.
despite how much we all love it. But beyond that, like my other long shot dream, I'd love to write movies. I'm a huge
No kidding.
yeah, I'm a huge fan of film and horror movies, especially. If you can't tell from my Exorcist fucking hoodie, and my Jaws tank top underneath it. I'm a big fan of movies, and I used to want to be a writer, but I honestly don't think I have the chops or the patience to write out a whole book. I tried it once, and it's tougher. It's tougher stuff. I'm a bigger fan of reading them than I am of writing them. and I like to think I can kind of write decent. But I really like coming up with stories and ideas and stuff. So I would really love to, here and there, I try to kick around a couple ideas I've had brewing in my head and try to write them down as like full stories and stuff. But I would love to. That would be the ultimate dream. Like music's great. If I ever made a movie, I could die happy. Like that's cool. Yeah, cool music. That's cool. Yeah. But if I made a movie,
right,
greatest.
That's actually pretty dope that you have that like want or idea or whatever. I could see it. I mean, most artists, in a sense, you're writing. These lyrics could be the same as writing out a story or a movie or whatever, and you have that wicked brain creativity, so it could get pretty good. My old lady said she wants to write out a story too. She has it all in her head, and she's always telling me, and I'm like, do it. I don't know. I don't like to read unless it's something I'm very passionate about. And I surely hate to write. Like I write poetry occasionally and stuff like that, but literally physically writing, like it's annoyance. It hurts. I'm ADHD, and I'm just like scribble, 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 and like it definitely wouldn't be my forte. But no, that's really dope. I don't think no artist has came up and said, I want to choreograph some movies or be a movie writer. That's dope.
Yeah, man, it's I love it. There's so much great stuff in film, and I love reading too. I've got a whole bookshelf of shit right next to me, and like people that can write, instead of like making AI music when they can't write anything, that's really impressive. Like, real entertainment is like shit that people can come up with, and is genuine. Sorry, I had to get that little thing in there while that hater jumped back in the chat. But yeah, like writing stories, I think, and these days I like to think if I got to write like a really good screenplay and maybe got it into the right hands, and it's such a field that I am disconnected from, but if by some chance I wrote something that was like, yo, we need to turn this into a movie, and it turned into some like A24 fucking high class horror movie shit, wow, that would be a
Bruh. The rapper movie star. That's awesome. So then, what did you want to be as a kid then? Was it a movie star or a singer, or maybe you wanted to be a paleontologist or a firefighter?
I think, I always think back, there was this one time they handed out a bunch of papers, and I was in like second grade or something, and it was like the first question was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wrote down, I want to be a ninja. And they were like, you can't do that. And I'm like, man, bullshit. And so I changed it to astronaut, and I have never pursued being an astronaut in any way. As you can tell, I am not flying up there. I throw up at the drop of a hat. It is not going to be my game.
But you did prove them wrong, because you my ninja. You a homie.
Exactly. Right? We'll walk up to school and be like, yo, guess what? Now.
Yeah.
Probably though something with music. I always kind of fancied myself as doing something. I'm a bit of a ham, so like I remember back in like 4th or 5th grade, I was doing like talent show stuff with my friends and like doing these like funny skits and shit with them, and or what I thought was funny, but like I always liked kind of doing stuff on stage, which is crazy because I have mad anxiety, and it's wild that I like get up and do this shit because people will be like, you're so like shy and like nice and like, oh shit, and modest when I hop off stage, but like when I'm on stage, I'm all fucking like,
right.
And all
anybody that doesn't know and maybe watches this on the replay, something happens to a juggalo when he puts face paint on and either starts singing or listening to juggalo music and hanging out with other juggalos. It's like a trance. It's like you're a whole different person. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to be far-fetched. We're here in reality, but it's a whole different vibe when you're in that moment. And for you on stage, I'm sure that's that moment. So
yeah,
I completely understand.
I like coming out too. Like if anybody's seen my shit, I come out with like a whole like I come out with like a severed face on my face, and then like I pull it off and reveal the painted up face and get into the whole thing. And like when people fuck with that, or I get like a really good crack of applause or people yelling and screaming, it's like, that is so great, man. Like performers know about that. You really feed off that shit, and it just really gets you more like all the stage fright you might have leading up to it. You might be like puking and gagging and like going to the bathroom every 5 seconds before you go up on stage, and then it's like, soon as they hit that music, as long as you haven't choked, you're
there.
You're there,
Yeah.
and it's a fantastic feeling. I really do like performing, despite a lot of the pre-show stress that I put myself through mentally. Honestly.
Right. Now, earlier at the beginning, you kind of touched down on this, so just give us pretty much a basic answer to it. I think you literally answered this whole question, but it's in my list, so I'm just going to ask it. Have you played the Gathering of the Juggalos or been to any? And if so, how many times to both parts?
Yes, sir. I have been to now 8 Gathering of the Juggalos, and I have performed at 2 of them officially. I've performed like I did like the like the Peep My Shit stage, and I've done the freestyle battles and stuff like that. But I've performed 2 different times. The fucking last year at the 2023 Gathering was my first official time doing it. I got to play a whole half hour on the second stage of my own shit. I think I went on after Isham that night, along with everybody else that was in the Juggalo Cypher, Gunner B, fucking goddamn Zitro, fucking Tier Diaz, Big Fluff. Why am I forgetting the last cat's name right now? I'm such a piece of shit. Oh my god. Gunner, what was the last guy's name? Tell me. I know you're in the chat. Remind me, because I'm feeling like a piece of shit. I can't remember the final dude's name, but we all had our own set. Trey Magic.
Trey Magic.
Fuck yeah. I'm so sorry. I think he went on cool. Like 1 or 2 people after me, and after I got off the stage, I was just like ecstatic, like just like, holy crap, I did that. I fucking I just played the Gathering, and it was my whole hour of my own shit. Like it was, I got to show Juggalos what I'm about, and it was one of the best fucking things ever. Then I think a day or 2 later, we did the Juggalo Cypher on the main stage, which is just like, I got to say I played main stage at the Gathering, like even if it was just like, a verse on a track with 5 or 6 other cats, and we fucking killed it, and it was wonderful. We went on right after Ritz. Seeing him perform from the side stage, like next to Whitney Payton and Chris Calico, just watching, and fucking the crowd shouting family. Like it was a full crowd of people, dude, to kind of experience that from the side stage. That was such a trip. Like that was like powerful as fuck, man. It was crazy. And then this year I was lucky enough to get on the pirate ship stage. Excuse me. On one of the nights. It was the night that Clockwork E performed, actually.
Was you before them or after? Because sadly, I don't know what I was coming from, but like I caught midway of Clockwork E's one. Well, I don't know how many times they were on like every stage this year. I don't know how many times they were on the pirate stage though, but I know I caught one of their main sets when fucking Rigman smoked their butthole hair. So I don't know if you've seen that.
I didn't see that, but I did see the 2 girls 1 cup thing at the club.
Yeah.
Dude, if you were there, you probably heard me cackling. I was laughing. That was the hardest I laughed the whole fucking Gathering was during their set. That was the
it was so gross, but I loved it.
It was disgusting, but it was so funny. I was like, I couldn't
like that's original to them. That's them. Bill and Kyle, you crazy motherfuckers.
And the video of like the alien getting fucked throughout the thing, I was dying laughing the whole time. I'm like, these guys are wonderful. Really quick, because I see it's a timely question. Mike Tyson, all the way. Mike Tyson, Mr. Better punch the shit out of that fucking Logan Paul kid. Fuck that guy. It's probably not gonna happen. You know, everybody's been losing.
Saying it's rigged.
L's all over the place. The fucking Paul dude's gonna win. I know it. He's gonna win, but I want Mike Tyson to pulverize him, and I want him
rock
to win.
His world.
Fucking Iron Mike, god damn it.
Right. Somebody said, Jake Paul, you're gonna cry. No, I'm not gonna cry when he wins because it's rigged. They literally, it's paid per round, so they have to wait until at least the 8th round to get the bag. And then I feel like somebody said one of the refs or judges is like paid by freaking Jake Paul. So
I mean,
I don't know how true.
So like, listen, despite all the like fixedness of it, it's like it's not as fixed as wrestling, but who knows how fixed it is, you know? Aside from that, I saw somebody said Mike is old as shit. Cash, would you fight Mike Tyson? Even if he's that old, I wouldn't fucking fight him. I mean,
Have you seen his videos, bro?
But dude, even if I was, I wouldn't fight Mike Tyson. That's crazy. He'll fucking murder you.
If he connects, you're gonna feel that shit. Boy, I'd be done. I'd be laid out. I mean, Jake might be the next Mike.
Hold up.
He is a big dude. I give him that, but he's just too damn cocky, and I don't think he deserves it. That's just my personal opinion. He is so full of himself.
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Those guys, I can't stand those guys. They're saying he's going to be the next Mike Tyson. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I got to take a pause for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. That's fine. Everybody, start getting your chat or your questions in the chat. We only got a few more on the first page, and then we'll jump to the next page. And anybody that's new to my screen, when I go to that next page, I try to open up the floor to just answer all of your guys' questions first before we jump into mine, because your questions are truly what matters. Y'all come here, you give me your time, just like this man does. I want you to matter. I want your opinion to count. So if you truly have some real questions, type them in the chat, get them loaded up. And once we get through these next handful of questions, we'll ask him your questions. So, yeah.
Load them up.
Okay, so the next question for you, though, is if you could collaborate with any artist, underground or mainstream, who would it be?
Cage.
And again, you can give a few.
Cage, 100%. It's just as far as like, I don't know why. Like, I mean, yeah, I would love to, but the dream is to be on a Joker's card. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that would be fantastic. That's like that's the pinnacle. Just be part of the Joker's cards. Like, that would be fantastic. Obviously to do shit with the people I'd mentioned before that were like some of my idols and people I look up to and shit. The people I've worked with, like the LLE people, I've like impressed a few of them. I would love to do a fucking track with like the Fun Time guys. Kyle Gass, I would love to do some shit with Kyle Gass. My Cypher homies, I need to make more music with those guys for sure. Insane Poetry would be dope. Cage is always my first go-to though, because I don't know, something about his music just does something for me. It just is it hits a certain level of like nihilistic that I really enjoy.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I see people are loading some questions, but we're not there yet. I just want them to get them in the chat. Yeah. All right, this next question, I'm really considering taking it off the list because it just comes off weird. You're an artist. I'm interviewing artists. You've been to the gathering, so I know you've met some artists. But at any rate, the question goes, have you met anyone famous to you? And I like to use the example that I met Pauly Shore. Obviously, this year at the gathering, I finally got to meet Shaggy and Jay, VIP, stuff like that. I met a lot of you artists at the gathering, and it's not to take away from that. You guys are all like, your own individual special or whatever. But I try to like give an example because these questions, I hope that a fan is going to find this and be able to relate, you know what I'm saying, to you. They like you and they want to be able to relate. Like, we like the same thing, or we met the same person, or whatever. So just give me an answer however you want. Have you met anyone famous to you?
Yeah, I've got to meet like my Dark Lotus. I just like to shorten it to Dark Lotus because y'all know what the fuck I mean. I've met ICP, I've met Twisted, I've met Blaze. Between the two gatherings I went to when I was like a kid, when I was 15 and 16, and then coming back as an adult starting in 2018 with Whoopstock, I've met a couple of them cats. Like I see an ICP in one of the VIPs a couple years ago. I remember I was trying to sell a couple jerseys that I just didn't wear anymore. And one of them was a Twisted jersey one year, and I was running around and I ran into ABK, and he was like, "Oh, let me get you a bag or something for those homies so you don't get them dirty." And I was like, "Oh, I'm actually trying to sell these." And like he had this like hurt look in his face, and I was like, "Oh no." I'm like, "It's not because of the beef or anything like that. I still fuck with all of it. I just need to make some money, man." I just don't wear this jersey. Like, I'm just trying to sell it. And it was funny too, because the whole time, like, people were giving me shit trying to sell this most tasteless jersey. Like, people were like, I'll give you $1 for it, or you should from that, or like, here's a fake $100 bill type shit. Like, you know, and then I'll
I got a poop dollar.
Yeah, exactly. Type of shit. And it ended in a nice story though. The DIY Ninja, who makes great shit out of Wisco, a bunch of like patched up jackets and stuff for people. I think he's made stuff for Ouija. He makes really good stuff. The DIY Ninja. I'm walking around and I run into him and he's like, "Yo, I'll make you a jacket for this as a trade." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And that jersey went on to someone who it went to a Juggalette who it was like her favorite album, and like she'd just been through some shit, but she got that jersey and it like really made her day and stuff. And I was like, well, good. I'm glad that you know, the jersey I was getting shit for trying to sell went and made somebody's day. And
it served a positive purpose. That's cool.
Man. I'm always shit like that cheers me up. I like that stuff. But I this last gathering, I got to see Insane Poetry and say what up to him, which is always fun. I ran into SON, which was dope. Cause like I've never seen him without the mask before or anything. And then like, he was like, "You played Camp Zool, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, SON. I was like, "Oh shit." He gave me,
I didn't recognize you.
Yeah. Right. We gave each other a big hug and it was just like, oh, that's cool, man. It's like, I definitely like, I'm a shy motherfucker. Despite how verbose and at length I can talk, I'm pretty fucking shy. So like certain people, when I do see them, I'm still kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can go talk to that motherfucker. Like that's just too much for me. Like Chris Calico, I went to a show of his and I was just there to see it. And he was at the merch booth and I was like, oh, I should talk to him. But I'm like, oh, I'm too fucking shy. Yeah. Other cats I've like made to talk to him. Like Insane Poetry is just so affable and I could come up to him and he's just so cool about it. And it's not like Calico isn't, but I'm just like certain people, I'm like, oh my God, that's Chris Calico. Get all like starry-eyed and shit, and I'm just like, crap, I don't know how to talk anymore.
Listen, bro, the first time I met Ouija VIP, I typed everything I was gonna say in my phone for when I froze. You know what I'm saying? And I got in there and I started to choke up and I'm like, no, like I told myself, this is fucking Ouija, dude. What are you doing? Don't be a bitch. And then I just got it out and that's how I started. I'm like, look, man, I typed this shit because I thought I was going to freeze up. I fucking love you. It all came out. And then I had this poster right here that you can barely see on the wall here. I took that with me, right? And went to have him like sign it. And I watched him pull out his cell phone and take a picture of the Those chili spicy. Literally a week later, he shared it on his Instagram. I freaking lost it, man. I'm like, oh my God.
That's the shit, man.
No, I feel that. And speaking of Insane Poetry, so at the gathering this year, I had a morning wake up, go use the restroom. And every morning, my homie brought a generator, so we would charge our phones and shit like that for the day. And I had to go use the restroom. I'm like, look, man, fuck, my phone needs a charge, but I'm going to take my signature book just in case. I brought a notebook specifically to get signatures. And I ended up getting like 13 or 15 artists. But ironically, I ran into like Insane Poetry on the way back from using the restroom. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even take a selfie. But I'm like, hey man, can I get your signature? And he dapped me up and signed it and whatnot. So that was really cool. Meeting the clowns, I kind of froze for a minute, but same thing. I'm like, you cannot ruin this. This is maybe your one moment to be right here with them, you know, on top of each other.
Right.
So
yeah. I know how that goes, man. I did like the VIP with them a couple years ago. I think like 2021 when the gathering came back, and it was cool. But I think I had it was definitely more of an experience when I opened for Shaggy in Madison earlier this year, and then it was during the Ultimate Groove. I think part 2. I think I did part 1 the year before in Cudahy, but I did the part 2 leg this year in Madison, and like he did the VIPs after the show. So everybody did their thing, and then like they're like, "Hey, you guys you're an artist, you can do it too." And so I was like, "Oh shit!" So like I got the flyer signed. So like the show that I did with him, I got signed on that. I got a picture with him, and it was just like, I tried to, you know, toss him a sticker to be like, hey man, like this means a lot. I'm so glad I got to open for you and shit. And try to, you know, I don't know, be a person and shit without being too big of a hound dog or anything, but just be like, dude, I love your shit. Like this is
So what I said,
what up, Swill?
I looked. Let me see if I can grab this real quick. I doubt if y'all are going to be able to really see. I'll try the signatures, but so I bought this. I sourced it online. It is a 1959 Fago bottle,
Oh wow.
right? And I took it to have them sign, as you can see on there, whatever. But I had, I walked up and I said, "Look," I said, "Jay, I know you really don't like doing these." I said, "I know you do it because it's money or whatever. You love us, but you'd rather make a fucking memory or something. And Shaggy, I don't think you care either way." And I'm like, "Whoop whoop, will you sign this?" And like, that's what I said to him.
Hell yeah, man. That's a pretty.
And Shaggy said too. He said, "Man, this came out before we were in our dad's nuts," or he said something like that. I wish I could have recorded it. Like that was awesome too. I remember that part. And then getting to do that Fago Armageddon after. That was awesome.
That's a fucking dope ass thing to have signed by them, honestly, dude. Like a really.
I wanted to do something that they haven't signed before. Like, you know, this many gatherings, they've seen it all. I'm sure they've signed it all.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't know if they ever signed a 1959 Fago bottle.
Yeah, that's pretty clutch, dude. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty dope. All right, man. What's your favorite color?
Oh fuck.
Green. That's the hard question.
He's like, fuck. Honestly, the three colors that you can see right now: fucking green, purple, and red.
Okay, yeah, mine's definitely red. What's your favorite wild and domesticated animal?
Ooh, damn, that's a good one. I'd say the cat for domesticated. I love cats. I got 3 of them around the house, all causing some sorts of trouble here and there. I really love a cat. Oh, fucking what kind of wild feral animal and shit though? That's some shit. Goddamn crows, maybe. That's
okay.
Gothic fucking answer, maybe, sure, but they're smart.
No, dude, crows are awesome. They literally can identify a human and know that person for the rest of their lives. Like crows are cool.
Crows are the shit.
So I could rock with it. My favorite wild is a white tiger. Okay. And then domesticated would be dog and specifically pit bull, but I also got a cat.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Underground Wicked Radio. So everybody watching, we have got into the second page. This is your shot to start dropping any questions that you may want to have asked. We're right at an hour and 2 minutes. I don't know how much time this man has given us. We ain't got a whole lot left. Once we get to the little game questions, those go by pretty quick. But Underground Wicked Radio asked, what advice would you have for someone wanting to get into the underground scene?
What up, Underground Wicked Radio? Much love. I would say you gotta be professional about this shit, because there's like, it's making music and doing all this stuff is a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool shit that can come from it, a lot of props, a lot of, you know, gifts and shit and extra things you get from doing this. But like at the end of the day, the things that you have to do to make the show come together, or to make the music, to do all this stuff, you have to be willing to work with people, and you have to like not fuck around or think that you're too, like, don't get too full of yourself. You got to be kind of modest with this and realize kind of where you are, especially if you're just getting into this. Like, you might be rough around the edges, but like that's skill. Like that you can improve on shit. You can, like I said, like you can learn about music theory. You can take classes. You can watch YouTube videos on how to do things. That learning. That's one thing. Keep doing that. You're gonna keep doing that. When I made my first little EP in 2013. It was just over jacked beats and, like poorly recorded, poorly mixed, but I did it. And then now I'm doing shit that's way more better produced and recorded. I know how to write better. I know what I'm doing now. That'll change. But like the thing that never changes is like always trying to be courteous and professional and on time and like have your shit ready, know how to hold a mic, know how to talk to people, know how to set up your shit, and like you got to be there for your set, man. You got to like and show respect, be there for the whole show. Just kind of, it's boring, but stay professional with it, and you got to know how to work and like send an email or how to operate certain things, and like don't fuck around with it, because it's like, look, I'm thinking when I get stressed out, I'm like, I do all this stuff, I don't make no money off of it, but I like doing it because I care about like the art and shit, and it's like I put a lot of effort into it, and it's fuck, I don't know where I was going with that. But like it's not just, unless for some people, I don't know, they just kind of just do it, but like I feel like you got to kind of be serious about it. I feel like there's a lot of, like I said, like kind of like in the same thing we were talking about, people that'll just try to drop the whoop whoop, the fago for an easy pop.
Right.
Like, it's like, can I get a whoop whoop? That's an easy cheer. But it's like, dog, it's more than that too. It's like, you can't just make a rap song and just think it's going to be cool. It's like, right. I don't know. It's kind of like where I'm, be professional.
No, that's seriously. You literally, you spoke the truth. Like, you can't half-ass, and I'm not an artist, but I know well enough to know you can't half-ass it. Firstly, you got to take it serious. You got to go in with a plan, and you got to stick by it, and you got to be accountable for your own actions, no matter what it is within the industry. Making a song, getting up there on stage, arranging to show up to a concert or something. Show up. Don't. I know accidents happen, but otherwise, make that happen, and so for instance, one thing, I'll bring up another artist real quick, just to prove my point, what I think makes a good underground artist. My dude, Will Gates, if he ain't on the stage, he's in the crowd with us. You know what I'm saying? He's out there whooping with us. And to a certain point, once you get to a certain level, I know you got to put separation between fan and, but at the same time, in our world, not necessarily. I mean, you can set your distance or boundary, but like, let us know your will. You're about it. You're not. I get it. Everybody wants to get rich off of it, but like you said, it's more than just that. It's passionate. You enjoy the art of it and creating some music for another homie to just vibe to or listen to. Like, just don't be fake. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't like fake.
Money's fucking money, man. I ain't never had a bunch of money, so fuck money. But if I had people respecting, like when somebody comes up and is like, did you say this in this line? Like, did I catch this? Or like, I fucking love that shit. Like I would rather be respected for my creativity and the work that I do artistically than to just make cash off of it. Like, that would be fantastic. That would be a great side bonus. But like, to have respect and people being like, this song's fucking awesome, like, that means so much more to me, man. And like what you said about people kind of like being out in the crowd with people too. Like, yes, there's certainly a level of that. Like, I'm nowhere near like, where it's like Violent J walking through the Gathering, or and then go down from there. But it's like, he can't fucking stand anywhere without 10,000 people coming up and hound dog.
Right. He's at that point where there's got to be a
and then
separation.
And like, he's probably catching the same thing now, and then you kind of go down the line a little bit. And I'm definitely, over the past couple of years, the momentum I've gotten from just like performing regularly or being at gatherings, being at shows, kicking it with people, not just performing and trying to sell shit to people, but just being like, yeah, how you doing, man? Oh shit, it's good to see you. I'm not super talkative, but I like kicking it with people, and I love seeing my friends. And that's like something, like, I've gained so many friends over, not like, fuck a fan, man. Like, I got friends that I see at the gathering, and that means so much. Like, hey,
friends and family.
Yeah, and like, that shit is so dope to me. I remember when I went to Camp Zool 4 this year, I played, and much love, Swill. I was playing Camp Zool, and people were telling me and my girlfriend, they were saying like, they were really thought it was dope that I was out there camping with everybody, like, that I wasn't just like, yeah, I'm just here for my set, and then I'm going.
Dude,
Maybe I'll come
I
back
can
to the other shows.
I can give a perfect
I'm here for
example
the
of that.
experience too, man. Like I'm a juggalo. I'm into this shit. Like I want to be here for the show. Like that's the best part. Really quick, sorry. That's the best part about doing all these shows and opening for people. I usually pick shows of like somebody I really want to see because I respect them or I like their music, or it's a show I want to see. Like I got to open for Afro Man. That was
right.
fun. Hope it's like not only do I get that on my belt to be like, hey, I opened for Afro Man once, but I got to see a fucking Afro Man show or a Ouija show or Shaggy, and it's like cool, man. Even if I had to pay money to get on, or if I had to sell tickets, sell too many, and it's like even with all that, it's like I still performed it. I still got to see it. That means so much, dude. It's like it's so fucking dope.
Right. And I was just gonna say, follow through. So like one thing I did notice, and at this gathering, Mercules, he's cool. I love him. I don't have no individual hate for the man, but one thing he said kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He's like, I'm gonna come kick it with all of you. I'm being the kids. I'm gonna be partying. We're gonna turn up. That man maybe stopped by like one baller camp and then hijacked his ass home. He didn't come kick it with us real scrubs.
Yeah.
Don't say that shit. Just don't say it. You don't got to say it to look something. If you're not gonna do it, don't say it. You know, follow through is key. So that I just had to point that out.
I'm about to start telling people, what up, y'all? I'm done. I'm about to eat some mushrooms and get scared in my tent for a while. You ain't gonna see me anyway.
Right. And everybody's gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah. Cool, dude. Give me a minute. I remember it was in Indiana in 2019. I think I was walking around with DIY Ninja after I gave him that jersey, and we ran into Ouija Mac. He was driving around on a go-kart. And he was like, I'm tripping on mushrooms real hard right now. Either one of you guys got some water? And I had this big bag of ice that I was just carrying around with me to stay cool. And I was like, here you go, dude. And just like handed it to him. He just like set it on his head. And he was like, this is saving my life right now. And I was just like, cool, man. Like, I like having interactions like that with people that are a little more real than just like, yo, Ouija, like, what up, dude? Yo, check my shit out. Like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I would love to be like a friend with one of these cats, and then they're like, oh, he makes music, that's fucking cool. I don't know. I remember it was either this last year or the year before, but Violent J came by one of those food trucks, and I had just gotten like some French fries and chicken tenders or something simple that I was just high and wanted to eat. And he comes up on the golf cart with Sarah, and he's looking at the food, and I just kind of stand there. He's like, what do they got? I'm like, shit, I don't know, you know, they got this and that, but I'm like, you want this? Like, I try to be like, yo, because I know 15 people, they already started turning their heads and seeing, oh, it's Violent J, it's Violent J. I'm like, I just tried to be like, do you want this so you can get out of here, homie? And like, he didn't take it. He was still looking at the menu, but like, I would have loved that if I was just like, yo, run.
Right. Take off, I got you.
Yeah, right? I'm like, here, homie, you don't got to wait. Like, if you're going to order, it's going to take.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple times them come through on the golf court, and even them being on the golf cart, you watch people try to start like navigating towards their direction, and they're just like, move, get out of the way. Da, 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 da. It was like him and I don't know who else, like two other carts was right behind him, and he was scooting up by the red and white tent or something or another. But
yeah, like and like I was gonna say, the last couple of years of momentum that I've gotten, people kind of know who I am. I certainly am not even trying to say I have that level of fame where I can't even walk around, but I have noticed where it's like, I'll go walking around and people are like N.G.S. and I'll like, it's cool still. It's like, it's not like a fucked up way where it's like, I can't even like stop to scratch my ass for 2 seconds. I can still run around my own thing, but I got a lot of people showing me love. And that's maybe if I had like a way more like that level, I'd get maybe sick of it or some shit. But I don't see how you can get totally sick of it because it's so fucking awesome. It's like, oh, these people fuck
humbling both ways, right?
And yeah, and it's like you gotta keep a good head about yourself though too, because it's like I said, I'm not trying to be like these people. I can't even fucking go to the porta potty without somebody's. It's like
right.
I know where I'm at. And I ain't too full of myself. I'm still a scrub.
Yeah, outside of the gathering, it probably would be a little different for sure. And us juggalos, we get a little wild, man. So I get where it can be overwhelming to a point. I hope Ouija never loses that. He's up there, you know. He's a big name, and he's humble. That dude has shared my fucking face my video, my whoop whoop. He's sampling it on his tour right now. I literally heard DJ Chunk use my whoop whoop on a freaking video that Woody Woo was live at. And I'm like, bro, that's my whoop. And I'm like, nah, it can't be. That's just another very excited homie out there in that crowd. And then Woody Woo messages me. He said, bro, I talked to Chunk. That's your whoop, bro. Like, oh my God.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I love shit
So,
like that.
I hope Ouija never loses that. But yeah.
It really like I can see definitely, like I obviously know why people fuck with him, but it is things like that that definitely make me like an artist a lot more when they're kind of down to earth about shit like that. And you know, it's dope.
All right, let's try to jump through some of these last questions here. Do you have any siblings, and do they support your music?
I don't have any siblings. I'm a only child, but my closest friends who I consider my siblings and my family, close and extended, they do support me, and that means a lot to me. It was funny. I did this show in Cudahy at Club 300. It's either Club 300 or Club 500, but the Nomads were playing there, which is Insane Poetry, DRP, and Chucky Chuck, I do believe. And that was a great show. And I knew it was in Cudahy, and I got a lot of family in Cudahy, so I had some of my family code out, but it was like family members that are in their like 60s and 70s and a couple other cats. And it was like, you know, it's not their vibe, but they were out there dancing and like singing to my shit. Like I do.
Oh, that's awesome though.
Yo, Aunt Debbie. That's awesome, man. Yeah. So like the fact that they're not like, oh, what are you doing? Or like, it's a waste of time. Like, music's kind of been in my family. My grandpa is like a drummer in a band. He still does shows and stuff, which is great. And it's like,
no kidding.
Yeah, man. So music's always kind of been a thing with me, and the fact that like my mom and dad, especially, like my dad comes out to quite a few of my shows. My mom's not in the state anymore, but like she supports me too. Obviously, she's so proud of all the stuff I've done and knows how much it means to me that I've like played the Gathering or have people showing me love. Like it's great. I know not a lot of people get it, and it's like that's the story is like, oh, the tortured artist, nobody supports them, but I genuinely get a lot of support and love. And I always have from like my family or like my girlfriend too is always a huge support, always helps me out with my shows and like setting up the merch table or keeping me grounded when I'm really stressed the fuck out. And like, it's really great, man. Like, you know, I shouldn't have said I like don't have support. I clearly definitely have support. That was more on like a label that's got like a warehouse or like a t-shirt.
No, yeah. I mean, you ain't got necessarily a team. You're a one-man show.
Yeah, you know, like artistically and shit. Yeah, but I certainly have a lot of people giving me support and love, and it means the world to me. It really fucking does.
Hell yeah. All right, I got two. I skipped a couple here, but you literally answered them in the past, so I'll just brief them, but you ain't even got to like answer them. I got two main questions left before the either or questions or whatever that I am going to ask. Like one I skipped was, what music did your parents listen to? You told us earlier, like, all kinds of music that they vibing with and stuff. So
yeah, my mom loved a lot of like Amy Winehouse shit too. So like, and like old kind of like soul funk stuff like that. Like I used to hear a lot of good stuff, man. It's all rolling around up here. Bloodhound Gang. There's a whole year all we listened to in the fucking car was Bloodhound Gang.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
Not never with my mom. Yeah. The only time I got to listen to my music is when she was falling asleep driving home, and she was like, "All right, Sean, put your music on."
I remember once that reminded me real quick. I made a mix disc, not a mix tape. This is back when I mixed CDs, and it was literally called Flip Flop. So I put a song that I knew my mom liked, and then like an ICP song after it, and then back and forth throughout the whole album. So I was like, "Yeah, Mom, listen to your shit and my shit." So I didn't have to
That's awesome.
Juggle stuff too much, but she likes Tech Nine for sure. She doesn't listen to ICP really, but she fucks with some Tech Nine and a bunch of other people too that I've gotten her into.
Yeah, my mom don't listen to none of it. She's a Christian. She's kind of lessened as I've gotten older. She knows she ain't gonna change me, but yeah, it's a different upraising anyhow. All right, this is a good one though. Being in the underground scene, how do you separate yourself from other artists, or try to?
I and this might go against what I said earlier, but like at the same time, I try to take things seriously. In other aspects, I don't take things seriously. I don't take myself too fucking seriously. You got to find a good level of that. Like, be on point when it comes to the work, but when it comes to the other shit, like, don't be too cool for school, man. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I'm going up there looking like a goofball and saying a bunch of crazy shit, but I also know that I'm a down to earth little goofball myself, and I'm not
Right.
it's like, yeah, I'm killer murder man. I fucking so fucking cool and
Right. You
shit.
don't hold that persona
Yeah,
always all the
yeah, no,
time. Like, let's be
honestly,
a little real here.
yeah, I'm a little too, I'm too real. I call myself out a little too much when I'm performing. If I'm like, shit, I fucked that up. I try to get ahead of it so I can laugh at myself first before anybody else does. But I need to stop that shit. But I don't know, to try to be different. I don't know. I try to have like some different stuff. Like, I don't know. It's down to the like what I talk about in my music, maybe the words I use. Like, I try to have a decent vocab. I know I've been accused of like just like, oh, all you do is the horror shit. It doesn't mean anything. There's no substance or like fucking relevance or anything like that. And it's like I've definitely taken those criticisms to heart. I don't want to just like switch up one day and be like, all right, here's my album and shit. But I definitely want to try to like get more introspective with shit. It's hard for me to do sometimes, and it's like happy songs. I wish I could write a happy, like, good feeling song, but it seems so fake to me. It's not like I'm depressed all the time. I'm definitely happy and shit here and there, but like
Right.
to put it in a track like that, like I haven't found a way to tap into that yet. Like I need
Okay.
to do that. And fuck I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to like have cool lyrics and cool wordplay. I try to be a little fast and shit, but I'm just me. You know,
Yeah.
people would be like, is NGS a different persona than you? Or like, I'm like, I don't know anymore, man. Like, it's all there. You know, it's not like
Hey,
I'm like I really think about killing people.
hold that hold that thought, and we're gonna add another question. Really, who or what inspired came up with your name and logo, NGS? What does that mean? And do you have an identifiable logo, no matter what it's on, a shirt, a hat, whatever, that somebody's gonna be like, yeah, that's NGS, like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
I try to fuck with these faces, kind of. This is my logo and shit. It's like, yeah, it's I've seen shit like this before. You know, it almost looks like that fucking marshmallow dude, but I've been drawing this face or variations of it since like 6th grade, so it's been my thing. And NGS. So originally, when I started making music, I wanted to call myself Mr. Wicked. Super cool original name. And
Right.
and I also, like, when you're in middle school, you do dumb shit. Like, I like had my own little gang, but it was only like me and like the 5 friends that I forced like to rope into it. Like, yeah, we're a gang, right? And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. So NGS, obviously just my initials, but it used to be the Nefarious Gangster Syndicate. So
Ah.
you have that, and then you also have Mr. Wicked, which was kind of like this creepy face dude. So then I'm making this music and shit, and then I start working with I write my solo stuff, and then I start working with a group, and then like I started calling myself the Crypt Keeper, and the other guy was going to be called the Nightmare, and then I started calling myself NGS the Crypt Keeper, and then it was like it was that like that was my name and that was my thing or whatever. But then like kind of the more my mythology starts like shifting and changing over the years, like I'm NGS and I've got many different faces, which is why I have like the fucking covers of my albums. It's like, yeah, they're kind of you can say they're derivative of Joker's cards and shit, because I like to just have the one static image like on the fucking front, maybe a little
Right,
bit more.
right.
Like, I got this one too, which is like another face off my albums and shit, and they all mean things. And
What? I
I'm
want a
gonna like,
sticker.
I got stickers, homie. Hit up the Big Cartel NGS for Life Big Cartel web store.
Man,
Stickers.
folks, I sure hope
Like,
you don't get grounded, because then we can't be gangbangers.
absolutely. And like so all the many faces of NGS, which is kind of an idea I'm working on, because somebody was like, I was asking people like in the community, I'm like, what do you want to see next, or what's the next level for me leveling up musically? And somebody was like, do an LP. A couple people said that, do like a full length hour long album, and I'm like, that's a tall task. Every album I make ends up being like 30 minutes. And Christopher Walken is one of my mom's favorite songs of mine too. And I fuck, I got distracted.
Sorry.
No, you're good. What was I just talking about? The many face. So I wanted to come up with an LP, and I wanted to call it the Many Faces of NGS. So it's something that's going to come down the line a little bit. I got like one more face to release before I do that. So one more EP I'm trying to knock out before that, and I'm going to call that one "Life's a Bitch" and I'm Her Date. I've had that one planned for fucking years. Like just I don't know, just ideas have been sticking around with me and shit. And that one's probably going to be more introspective. But I want to put together this whole tapestry of things where it's like all these different faces or different parts of like my brain or personality or different things. Like one represents like my anger, one represents my storytelling, one represents the sad shit or being an addict or being into music. Like all these different pieces of me that are all still me. So it's like I'm NGS, but I'm also Natawis. I'm also this. I'm also that. I like to be many things. Like I said, and it kind of comes together as I'm a shapeshifter, and that's kind of what I am, you know. And it's like, no, I don't want to actually fucking kill people and families and stuff. Do I want to eat people?
Listen,
maybe.
I might try it, you know.
I'm gonna eat a motherfucker, man. People are gonna be eating animals and shit. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna eat some people. Like, why not?
Man.
You're gonna kill this or that and eat it. Like, let's do the ultimate. Like, it's not really vegan, but you know, and my lady's vegan, and it's definitely kicked a lot of influence my way, which I appreciate. On like man, I love animals too. Like, fuck, I really should try to curb some of my consumption of them since it's done so fucked upedly. And I like that Ouija's that voice in the community too. Everybody can have their opinions about vegans. I get it, but it's been a positive influence on me.
I appreciate it too. I love animals and I love nature more than I love people. I dislike people, generally speaking. On here, man. I got distance. If you're a juggalo, your family, that's different. You're my people. We vibing, but mainstream normies, I'd rather not. So, I mean, I get it. I've ate meat so long, I don't know how I could ever stop. And the crap thing about that is, like, cows are fake or artificial. They're not even technically a real thing.
None of that shit is. Chickens and stuff, they're all like artificially like hormoned up so that they're super fat muscle chickens or whatever. They like have horrible lives. It's like, I wish there was a better way to do that. I wish I could fucking go out and do the shit myself. Like, you know, like sustainably, or have your own farm where you take care of them and shit like that. Like,
I think we got a real fan in here. I have never seen this name. You are the best, NGS. Your set at the gathering was the best. Didn't give a damn about tech problems and battled through.
Thank you. Can I tell that person real quick? Yo, thank you for that. I'll tell you just one crazy thing. The whole time before the gathering, there was one thing I was stressed out about, and I was like, I just want the video to play correctly. I had a whole video element to play along with my set, had all these clips from horror movies. It looked so fucking cool. And I had my music video up there, and I just wanted it. I just wanted to be like, just hit play. Just hit play at the same time so that it works. And they fucked the whole thing up. It was like the only thing I was worried about. I was like, I know how to do this. I know all my lines and all this. I just want the video to work. And they couldn't fucking do it. And then I go to pick up my USB drive from the video guy, and I'm like, hey, can I get my thing back? And he's like doing a whip it. He's like, oh yeah, here you go, dude. That was a great set. I was like, cool. Thanks, guy. Like, I'm really glad you were taking your part of the job seriously and fucked my whole set up. Like, that's great. But people did show me so much love during it, despite all that. And I tried to roll with it, you know? And he did have one job and he fucked it up. I even paused during my set. I was like, hey, let's take 2 seconds. I went and asked the dude running the music. I was like, what's the timestamp? Okay, video dude, bring it to this timestamp so that you can just hit play at the same time. Couldn't even fucking do that. You know how to drag a fucking clicker on a video, dude? Like, come on.
Right. Even if you're doing wah-wahs or what. Like,
even if you're fucked up on a whippet. Come on.
Right. Get your shit together.
Yeah, so like, you know, shit. That's I just had to bring up that little story because that was funny. And I'm a cannibal too there.
Yeah, didn't
but I'm down. Hook me up with the sustainable fucking human meat. I'm fucking with it.
You didn't miss a beat the whole time. Was amazing. Hell yeah.
Thank you. I even
All right,
wrestled
guys.
with the quote too for like a half a song. It was fucking bullshit.
Right. We got some really quick game questions for him, or I like to call them game questions. This man has given us an hour and a half of his time, and I am grateful. So I'm going to try to get through these rather quick. If you guys have any real solid questions, I will put them up there for him at the end, but I don't want to take too much of his time. So we're going to go ahead and jump into these either or. You're going to pick one or the other, or I reckon you could possibly say neither, but that ain't no fun. So
I love
choose.
you. Let's do it.
All right. Twix or Reese's?
Oh, fuck. Shit. Twix. I gotta be in the mood for peanut butter, but like a Twix, I will definitely go for a Twix. Fucking yeah.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer. Fuck winter.
Day or night?
Daytime. I'm gonna say
Ooh,
daytime. Yeah.
not me. Truck or car?
Car. I'm not too
Uh,
good with the big vehicles.
all right. You're taking your sweetheart out on a date. Are you going for a movie night or roller skating?
Oh man, they would love roller skating, but I would be. I'm I'm going to the movie. Oh, that's idea. It's so fun, but man, I'm gonna be like,
Oh no, you gotta go skating now. Tell her you might as well set that up.
I guess I should. We've been to a lot of movie
Nah.
dates. I'll do for a fucking roller skating one.
All right, pizza or pasta?
Oh damn, you're killing me, man. Fucking pasta. Like, oh no, pizza got the cheese always. And the bread. I need
that. This one's for your fans. Which are you more active on, Facebook or Instagram?
I'm more active on Facebook, I would say. I
And
try to dual
go
post,
ahead.
but yeah, I'm on Facebook more.
All right, and TikTok or Twitter or X?
Neither.
Are you even
Fuck.
on them?
Nah, I used to be on Twitter like forever ago when I just thought like I have to be on everything, but I never used it.
Right.
I tried going on TikTok. I find it very fucking annoying, and I honestly can't stand TikTok. And I know I'm probably shooting myself in the foot because I'm not like
Yeah.
making clips and all this shit. Maybe if I had somebody else doing that, sure, but I'm bad at posting shit like that. And I don't know. I got video clips I could be posting. I don't know, dude.
Neither,
TikTok
man.
and Twitter's fucked up these days anyway. It's all full of Nazis. I'm
Yeah.
cool with all that shit. Fuck Elon Musk.
Yeah. Okay. Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
I'm gonna go with a Pepsi. If we're talking just
All
straight
right.
Pepsi,
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah. What's your favorite Fago? That's a little bonus.
Favorite? I usually fuck with Moon Mist because it's the most available. But beyond that, the blueberry raspberry. That
Ooh, I've
shit's
only tried that once, and I got it right before the gathering. It's pretty good. My
it's like
favorite
a blue
go-to,
popsicle. I love it.
yeah, my favorite go-to is that firework when it's nice, ice, and cold. And
Okay.
then the candy apple is good for a treat every now and again, along with the dreaming. But like if I'm gonna consistently drink, it's probably firework, cotton candy, or orange.
Okay. Oh yeah, I like the orange too. Is Candy Apple that new green one they put out?
No, so they got a new green apple, but there's just a
Oh,
candy apple, and it's like an orange-ish cream looking
okay.
label. It's really fire, man. But it would be too much for me to drink all the time. I don't know. The taste is
Yeah.
a
So
little
some of those
strong.
ones like for me, cotton candy and fireworks are a little too sweet for me. Like I do
Okay.
like the fireworks ones, but it's not one I could drink regularly. Like a moon mist is kind of just like a nice refreshing, like, oh yeah, shit. But I've been wanting to try that green one just because I don't know. I got a soft spot for fucking green flavored fucking bullshit.
Jolly Green
and I want
Apple
to
is
try
the
that.
new one.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to give a shot.
If you don't like Red Pop, fuck your face.
I like
I mean, I've never been big on like Big Red or anything, so it's just not my fancy.
it's a little too cough medicine-y tasting for my taste, but I will
Right.
say Red Pop I do enjoy for Fago showers because especially people who think got fucked. Like I did a Fago shower with Red Pop once, and someone was like, "Are you okay? Did you get beat up or something?" And I was like, "What?" There's all this red shit on my face. I'm like, oh no, it's just fake.
Right.
Oh yeah, there you go, doing his bullshit again. Gotcha.
Right. Pie or cake?
Ooh, my whole life I've been a cake person. These days I've been shifting more into a pie person.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to make a 3-mile walk in the rain, or you have to make a 5-mile walk in the desert, provided water and a few shade spots. Which are you doing? 3 miles in the rain, 5 in the desert.
I've probably done the 3 miles in the rain one before, so I think I'll do that one. I think I did actually walk across town once, and it took me like 3 hours to get home, and it was storming. That was kind of fun, actually. I was just smoking and just like listening to the riders and shit. I was like, this is fucking great. The desert, though, I don't know, man. I've never experienced the desert fully, so I think.
So, believe it or not, Acetone and Will Gates chose the desert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could, sometimes like if I'm walking around and it's a really hot day, like I like listening to like the Killing Fields. Next time it's a really scorching day out, go listen to that song and just go for a nice hot walk and cook. It's fucking great. It's so atmospheric.
Mexican food or Chinese?
Mexican food.
And since you chose that, burritos or tacos?
Oh, fuck. I think I fuck with a burrito because a burrito can be turned into a chimichanga.
Yeah.
That is where it is at, my friend.
I feel it. Surfing or skateboarding?
Shit. I could never do both or either rather, but I like skateboarding more. I've always kind of just like vibed with that. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I could drop in on a half pipe, but I could never do no tricks or nothing like that. I just wasn't cool like that. And I've never surfed, but I would try it. Maybe. Yeah. I don't like sharks, the idea of sharks, so
fuck the ocean. There's much shit in there. Yeah.
All right, you're given, this ain't an either or, this is a separate thing that I didn't mention. You're given $5,000 cash to spend at one store only, and you got to spend it right now. Where are you going?
Fuck. I guess the easy thing would just be set like Walmart and just get a bunch of random bullshit. But honestly, I would probably go to like, and this is nerdy, but I would go to some music equipment store and hook up some like new fucking equipment and shit. Get like one of them CDJ tables, get some fucking a good fucking headset and some other bullshit. I don't know, a keyboard or something nerdy like that. I don't know. It just kind of calls.
It ain't nerdy. You're an artist. That makes perfect sense. Most of my artists have said that very thing, a music store. Ironically, you said Walmart. Will Gates is the only person that was like, man, I'd go to Walmart with 5 stacks. I could get enough basic stuff to do something musically.
Exactly. I'll be like, okay, look, I'm gonna get myself a PS5, maybe a couple other things that are bullshit, and then I'm gonna fucking get whatever kind of like gear I need and other essentials, and probably maybe like $100 worth of potato chips or something. Like, who fucking knows? But yeah.
Right. No, that's dope. All right, I got 3 fill in the blank questions for you, dude. Actually, I'm gonna ask you this because this person obviously is a fan. So that's just a quick answer. You gonna be at GotJ25?
That's the plan, yo. I'm gonna fucking be there. It's up to y'all to see if I get.
Yeah, we gotta vote him in, baby. We gotta submit that entry.
Tell him, please tell him. Tell him you want to see NGS because I would really love it. They were a little stingy. They were like, hey, we don't like people performing 2 times in a row, but a homie got me onto the pirate ship. I'm going to try to be like, you didn't say anything about 3 times in a row. And also it was the pirate ship. So put me on a real stage this time.
Right.
People who know how to work the fucking AV equipment.
Right. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to be gathering no matter what. And I'm sure there's going to be opportunities for me to perform regardless of whether or not they're a real one. I do got an email, ngsforlife@gmail.com. I don't know why I said that, but whatever. You can hit me up.
Well, I think he's making a funny off of a cartoon and Zitro song. Yo, Jump! Where's my email?
Where's my email at? Yeah, hell
yeah.
I need to, give me my email, Rob. But yeah, it's up to y'all to tell people you want to see NGS at the Gathering performing this year. I would love to play for y'all. I've been working on new shit, so the set will be different. And I'm always happy to play the fucking Gathering. It's the place I want to play. That's the crowd I want to play to, because I know they're gonna give me the most love. So fuck yeah,
Yeah. All right, we got 3 fill in the blanks, and we're gonna get you out of here, man. The first one goes as follows: my favorite vacation was blank.
Puerto Rico. There was 3 different years. Me and my parents, they used to skydive a lot. One of them skydives a little bit, with the other one slowed down a bit. But we went to Puerto Rico 3 different times for skydiving things, and yeah, so I got to hang around at a drop zone all day. People are skydiving, but like Puerto Rico is beautiful. I've never been anywhere prettier, more stunning. The ocean's gorgeous. The trees are gorgeous. Like the people fucking love Puerto Rico. If you ain't down with Puerto Rico, go fuck yourself. I love Puerto Rico. Yeah.
I've just never been out of the country. That is amazing. I would love, before I die, to be able to visit a different country before the world goes to shit.
Absolutely.
There's certain countries we can't even land a plane in right now because we're getting shot at.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy shit, man.
All right, the bicycle I had most as a kid was blank.
I had this gray bike when I was like 12, and I started to really actually try to learn and shit, and like pedal around the neighborhood and stuff. Didn't have any brakes. It was one of those back pedal ones.
Yeah.
And I left it in my front yard one day, and then it got fucking stolen.
Yep. Yeah. I was guilty of being that person. We used to just take a bike to get across town and then throw it in somebody else's yard.
that theft of my bike definitely made me bitter for a long time. And I was like, there would be times where I like didn't have a bike, and I was like, man, I could just take this fucking bike, and like those people took my bike, but I didn't. Because
you're a better person.
Yeah, right.
my first 20 right. My first 20-inch that I recalled was a Huffy Rocket. It was a red bike, and that bike was kind of dope. But the bike I had most was a Next or a Mongoose GT with the mags, and I always had the fat boy pegs on them, and I just thought I was cool. All right, this is freshwater or salt. The best part about the beach is blank.
The best part about the beach is the beautiful women.
Yes.
I'm just playing. I think freshwater, man. I mean, I kind of like the ocean's got pretty damn good waves, though.
Yeah, no, I think
because you got to deal with too much shit when you're in the ocean. You can get that shit in your eyes and it stings, and then you got to spend the next 20 seconds trying to get out of your eyes. Ocean is pretty stunning to be in. I will say that.
That's what I was gonna say. I think just the view. I think when I go to a beach, rather fresh. I have to say freshwater because I've never been to the ocean. I've been to a Great Lake, but that's still freshwater. Yeah. I think it's just like when you step out on the beach. Don't get it twisted. I'm a man, and the view is usually pretty good. Babes in bikinis, but it's more than that. It's being in nature and seeing something bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat Mother Nature. If it takes you, it takes you.
Yeah, especially for oceans, because like when I did go to Puerto Rico, we definitely went to several beaches and shit. Had good experiences, had scary ones. Like I almost saw my parents get sucked into the riptide. That fucking sucked. But like there would be these parts where you see these like jagged cliff sides, and like you see how high the water goes, and then when it like goes in and the tide goes out, you see how deep it goes. And it's just so much. Like I love nature, man, and that shit's great. And then like the beaches are beautiful, and there's these little like little frond trees all over the place, and it just. So if we're talking about like beauty and majesty, the ocean. If we're talking about like getting to go kick around on the beach, I mean all I got is the fucking Great Lakes too. I just got some lakes and shit around here, but the ocean's fun. And it is, if you ever get the chance, definitely go to the beach in the ocean and definitely get tossed around by the waves, because that shit is super fun.
Hell yeah. Man, I really appreciate you coming on here, and you've kept good spirits even with the asshole that came into the chat a little bit. Dude, I love our culture. I love being a juggalo. If ever I say I don't, then go ahead and just end me. I'll volunteer to be your first body you eat. It's beautiful, and you seem very passionate. You're not joking. You're not playing around. You do take yourself serious, and I'm sure we will see you still in the industry in 5 years, doing what you wanted to do on your 5 year plan or whatever. Maybe signed, maybe not. Maybe just with a crew that's better organized and doing more stuff and whatever with you. Thanks so much for coming and slumming it with me. I need to stop saying I'm a nobody, but that's what I say because I mean, I don't know. I'm just me, and I'm not a
You know,
big channel or I'm not a big name yet or nothing. So you didn't have to do this, and
dude.
I really
Thank you for having me on here. Honestly, I'm very appreciative of when people have me around. I need to be more thankful for that. And honestly, dude, you killed this shit. You did a great job hosting and asking questions. You came with them and you were on point with it. Don't stop, because I had a good time doing this. And really, thank you for having me on to get to talk my shit, man. This was fresh.
for sure. If you have any last minute shout outs you want to give, you can go ahead and say that. I'm going to reiterate that after this stream, y'all, I am going to get all of his links. Whatever he wants to share, rather music, what his music's on, his socials, all of that is going to be put in the description of this video after YouTube uploads it and allows me to do edits and stuff like that. So if you're watching this on the replay, if you're one of the 15 that's going in and out of here right now, and you don't already follow him, go to the description of this video and follow this man. Show him some support. Share it out. Share him out. He said he doesn't make a whole lot of TikToks. He doesn't like TikTok. You could do him the biggest favor by using his music in your TikToks. Go make a TikTok and use his music in the background. You know, that's another way you can support this man or whatever. So I love you guys all very much. I always like to end my stream with, go tell somebody you love them. Life is too short, and you don't know who needs to hear that, especially in this day and age. And it might just be you that can relate and help them get through something. A lot of people just tunnel vision themselves, and they're not worried about this person over here or this person over here. And that's it's just, yeah, I don't know. Tell somebody you love them. Try to be a better person than you was yesterday. And much fucking clown love, y'all. Whoa, whoa.
Whoop whoop.
All right, we out of here, y'all.